He's going to be their main focal point of attack. So if he can perform like he did that for that particular amount of time, but just a little bit longer, he's going to be a handful and could put himself amongst the goals today.
You talk about consistency with young players, but that just comes as you get to play the game. As Scott Jones holds the ball aloft, we're just about to get underway. This is Etienne Spirit and Nigel Reeves.
The ruckmen go up in the middle. It's one down there by Woods, comes to the skipper and King. Could have been tackled without the ball. The umpire sees it that way. And the first kick of the game will go to Aidan Awesome for the Magpies. He plays on straight away, looking for the big fella there in Urquhart. He comes over the top, but in front is Woods.
That's what you need from your ruckman, pushing back into that hole.
Takes a nice intercept mark just inside defensive 50. He's going to come out towards the commentary box, looking for that man we just spoke about in Parsons. Parsons goes up, misses the ball, comes to Heisman. He gets the handball down there to Taylor. Taylor gets the ball onto his boot. Ball bounces really badly. In comes Parsons once again, wins the ball down, gets it over there to Oscar Armstrong, has a shot on goal, and the opening goal goes to the Bunbury Bulldogs at home. To the man that's coming today in Oscar Armstrong, and from 20 metres out, runs into an open goal, courtesy of a handball from Parsons.
Up the city end, which Busselton are kicking to, but that's a brilliant way to start. Good by young Parsons, got himself involved.
Yeah, and Armstrong's quite a big lad, isn't he? We didn't know much about him, but he stands quite tall, but a terrific intercept mark down back by the ruckman in Wood, who set up that play. Comes out, Heisman got a little sneaky handball out. Parsons with the second effort, and on the end of that was Oscar Armstrong. Opening goal of the game, Southwest Isuzu Ute scoreboard.
That's what you need from a big ruckman, isn't it? Prepared to push back.
Right in front of Urquhart as well. Ball back in the middle. Neither ruckman wins the ball down. It comes over to Austin. He misses the handball. Comes back to him. Gets a handball out. Knocked out there by Woods. Back to Austin. He's in the game early. Over to Parsons. Over to Parkinson. Gets it down towards Urquhart. Could have been pushed.
He was.
Umpire sees it that way.
Good umpiring there, Nigel Reeves. Oh, he come up a bit ginger there, did.
Looks like he might have hurt his shoulder a little bit there, Urquhart. So he's going to have a shot from just outside 50.
Too far from there within this wind, Weaver. You have to look for somewhere short.
He's going to put it to the teeth of the goal square, asking his forwards to lead. The big fella in Woods is down there, plays on now, gets a fair purchase on that. It's going to land right in the goal square.
Gee, I'll tell you what, that ball travelled, didn't it? That was a fairly good connection.
And he's kicked that nearly into the breezes, Eckert. Just goes through for a minor score. So the opening score for the Busselton Magpies is a behind. 1 goal neat, the Bunbury Bulldogs, to 1 behind the Magpies. Yeah, he's kicked that from 55, and that's gone through on the full as well. So all players nearly in the forward half.
I know where I'd be going, Weaver.
He's gone on looking for the big fella in Parsons. Gets a ball down. He's got help there. If he comes in now is Bailey Sanford, and the ball's tied up. About 2 kicks out from Busselton's goal. The umpire will come in and throw the ball up. So a little bit of a tame start here. Opening goal to Armstrong for the Bulldogs. It's one down there by Wood. Comes over there to Bailey Sanford. Just puts the ball down to Ganaway.
Oh, there's a kick given away.
And a relay free kick has been paid. An opening shot on goal here will be taken by the Magpies. Going to kick from about 25 metres out. And it's Eckert once again. We know he can get the distance after his last effort.
This will be a tricky kick, the way that breeze is just blowing across in front of him. It'll test his skill level.
The leg's the right spot for a left foot of the right pocket. But as you said, Croney, that breeze is pushing across. So the big fella in Eckert, courtesy of a relay free kick. Kick from about 25 metres out. Acute angle. In he comes now. It's a good-looking kick, but it's just a little bit narrow and goes through for a minor score.
That's what made that so tricky, because to allow for the breeze, you've got to set it up towards the left-hand post, and it just didn't quite bring it enough.
Probably just a little bit close to the goals to let it work back, but looking dangerous there. Not sure what the relay free kick was about, but Urquhart didn't worry about that.
You've got to be so careful in this day and age with what you do after the footy's left.
A 1 goal straight, Bunbury. 2 behinds, the Magpies. A bit of a tame start here.
Yes, a bit slower than what we predicted. Weather conditions are a little bit tricky, but
The sun's out. It wasn't out down at Pemberton yesterday, I can assure you. Take my word for it. Partridge bring the ball in. He shanked that and he's kicked it straight to Aidan Austin, who's been prolific so far. Looks for Urquhart, goes over his head. In they come the numbers now for Bunbury. It comes back to Bowman. It's tight in there. Urquhart on the ground. Handball out. Back to Partridge. He gets another shot and hits Austin. Lace out right on the 50.
Now, he's already sending a few alarms for bells through Aidan Austin. We spoke about him before the start of the game, but he's picked up a number of possessions early.
Backs himself in, drives the ball long. He's got a fair purchase on that. Has it got the legs? It's gone over the top. I don't think anyone's touched that.
Goal.
Free kick. The umpire's seen a free kick, and it goes to Partridge. He'd be happy with that because I'm sure no one touched that. Plays on straight away. Comes down there looking for Armstrong, and Armstrong, the opening goal kicker, the only goal kicker of the game so far, takes the mark right on the wing. He goes in short. He's got players running past him, looking there for Heisman. Heisman slips over. Out it goes out the back. The ball bouncing everywhere past Fraser. They come now. I think there was a falcon in there. The umpire's seen a free kick. It's been deemed a throw.
Did he throw it off his eyeball? Because that's where it hit him.
And another shot on goal here will be taken by my man, Deacon de Boulay, and he's going to have a shot on goal.
You like that name, don't you,
Weaver? I do.
You like the de Boulays and the LaRues?
LaRues. So de Boulay will have another shot on goal for Bunbury, 40 metres out, directly in front, courtesy of a free kick. In he comes now, deliberate shot on goal, makes the goal umpire work a little bit, but he might have done enough here. And de Boulay puts through the Bulldogs' second goal of the game. Southwest Isuzu scoreboard, Southwest Isuzu Utes. The Bunbury Bulldogs go to 2 goals neat, 12. Busselton yet to score a major, just a solitary 2 behind.
How quick does the game change? I was just about to put a little tick for the Busselton player for the WA Carpet Supermarket goal of the day. The kick was given away and it went straight down to de Boulay, who got a little gift, or not a gift, it was a free kick, and he popped another one through for Bunbury, and they're off to a very good start, the Bulldogs.
We trust the umpire to be right in that decision. So
look, I'll go with the umpires all the time, Weaver. not in my coaching days, but when we're sitting up here.
So there've been 2 forays forward here for the Bulldogs, and they made the most of it, making the most of their opportunities early. Second goal on the board, courtesy of de Boulay. Ball back in the middle. Woods wins the ball down. Goes to Parkinson, gets the handball out, comes back to Kemp. Back to Heisman. He could have been taken high. He's been taken very high. And Kemp gives away the free kick. Heisman takes a relieving free kick. And Hayden Busher takes the mark right in front of his centre wing. So Busher, the recruit for the Bunbury Bulldogs this year, he drives the ball down long, looking for the big fella in Armstrong. Over the top he goes. Fraser in front. Handball out, coming there to McKenna Taylor. He's got a bit of room. Could have been taken high. Umpire doesn't see it that way. And will come in and throw the ball up about 30 metres out, directly in front of Bunbury's goal.
Gee, that was close, wasn't it? Very, very close.
All the play down here so far in Bunbury's forward line. No one wins the ruck knock clean. Comes out to Tory. Gets the handball out to Austin, who's had a fair bit of the footy so far in this opening quarter.
That was a clever
but the
mark.
relieving mark is taken by Jackson Oliver for the Bulldogs. So Oliver, he goes in short. He's got players short and finds Hawks. Still outside 50. 2 kicks from goal. Players short once again. He goes to the skipper in King. So King's still outside 50, right on the boundary line, running right in front of the scoreboard here at Payne Park. Looks for a short kick. Over the top comes John Meadmore to make the spoil, and the ball goes out of bounds about 35 metres out from Bunbury's goal.
Those couple of misses by Busselton up the city end, they would have been worth their weight in gold. It's that wind is quite sizable. Thanks to MGIB, like a good neighbour, MGIB is here or there, everywhere.
Ball's thrown in back once again. Over the top comes Kemp. Ball's one down, comes to Oliver. Umpire sees that he had insufficient intent, and the free kick will be taken by the Magpies just inside defensive 50. Hoffman has Parkinson out wide. Parkinson goes wide once again, and he finds Brody Howell. Centre wing, far side of the ground here, Payne Park. 2 goals neat, the Bulldogs. 2 behinds are the Magpies as Woods drops what he should have taken for Bunbury, and the ball goes out of bounds on the far side of the ground.
That footy swirling a bit, Weaver. I was watching it go to Woods then.
Yes, the wind's quite tricky at the moment. We're watching that windsock over there. It favours Bunbury 1 minute and then goes straight across the ground the next.
It's nice up here, though.
It's beautiful. No wind as yet. Woods wins a ruck knockdown. Goes out to Austin, who's been prolific in this first quarter.
Hope Jared O'Brien keeps it that way too, Weaver.
And the ball's rushed out of bounds. Just left of centre, Bunbury's way. Early lead to them. 2 goals, neat 12. 2 behinds the Magpies on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. Both ruckmen go at it. Comes down to Woods. He's wrapped up by Kemp. And the umpire will come in once again and throw the ball up. Ruckmen go at it. 1 down by Woods. Ball's going nowhere in there. Woods comes back in and lays a heavy tackle. And the umpire has seen a free kick. Could have been a little bit high. And it goes to our man, Austin, who's had plenty of the footy so far.
Sure has. He's racking up the stats early.
He drives the ball long, looking for the big fella in Eckert. In front is Armstrong. And the umpire's seen a free kick. And the relieving free kick will go the way of Bunbury. Gets the handball over to Hawks. He comes into the middle of the ground. And he finds Hayden Busher. Busher's got short options if he wants it. He's got a wide option, decides to go that way, and he comes wide across the ground and finds Bilsich. Working hard here, Bunbury. Goes through the middle of the ground as Bilsich just drives the ball onto his boot. Over the top comes Fraser. Back onto the ball. He's got help there from his defender. It comes to Parsons. He gets the ball onto his boot. Unlucky not to be paid. He got the ball onto his boot. The umpire said he had too much time. And the free kick will go the way of Bowman for the Magpies.
Players need to adjust to this breeze too when they're setting up, because it's landing over their heads a little bit going forward.
So real tricky. They're just going to have to go short, and he does that. And in the middle of the ground.
Well, coaches can't do that. It's purely up to players to get their judgment right.
Comes across, still inside defensive 50, and Lucas Kemp takes the mark. He goes short once again, and that's our man, Meadmore.
Are we giving him the mark of the day, CPR?
Oh, he wants it. He told me before the game he wants that and a goal of the day. He goes long. That wind's proving really tricky down there. In comes Bowman with a huge tackle on Busher. Could have been done dropping the ball. The umpire sees it that way. And it's Parkinson who put that great tackle on. And he'll drive the Magpies forward once again.
We're looking for a tackle of the game too, thanks to Bunbury Mower Service. So Weaver, keep an eye on that one.
He decides to go short. And he finds Sanford. Still on centre wing, the Magpies looking for their opening goal. He's got an open goal. He's got a player short if he wants him. Chinnery goes over his head, puts Bunbury back into the play here. It comes out there to Jordan McGinlay. He just drives the ball onto his boot, but there's no one back there other than Busselton. Meadmore's first back there. Gets the handball over. He handballs to himself.
Just
I don't think that was the case.
Stats.
Of course he is. He wanted best on ground as well. He goes on the far side of the ground and finds Fraser. Just outside defensive 50. Busselton a little bit shell-shocked at the moment. They just can't get the ball out as he comes into the middle of the ground and finds Hoffman. He gets the ball back to our man in Austin. He goes over to Mears. Mears comes wide right in front of the commentary box. Misses his target there in Tory. Mops up, has plenty of time. Goes down the side of the ground. And he has Ben Ganza. Ganza gets around Busher with ease. Goes into Urquhart. And Urquhart takes a terrific mark. That's a terrific kick there by Ganza. And Urquhart will have his third shot on goal in the opening quarter. And will kick from about 45 metres out on a 45-degree angle to get Busselton's first.
I think they'd be pretty happy where they're sitting, actually, Busselton, because, as I said, there's a definite scoring end towards the port, which Bunbury are kicking to. So this will be a tough kick by Urquhart.
Well, we know he's got the distance. He had a terrific shot on goal early in the quarter from 55. In he comes now, but right behind this one. Is that going to come back enough? It's trying. But it doesn't come back enough and goes through for a minor score.
He gave that every chance, didn't he? And as you said, he made the distance quite easily there, but it just held its line a little bit too long as Busher comes off through the Harvey Norman interchange bench for the Bulldogs.
And on goes the skipper in Denham King. A few opportunities missed here for the Magpies as Partridge brings the ball in. Looking there for Cody Johnson. Comes over to King. He just drives the ball long. Busselton have the numbers here. Over the back is Fraser. It's
clever
well read.
handball.
It comes out to Clark. Clark gets a handball over, puts his teammate under pressure, and he's wrapped up there by Cody Johnson.
How's the underground handball there, Weaver? You like that one?
I did. To Ganza. And the umpire will come in and throw the ball up right on centre wing. Big fella Chinnery and Woods. A couple of big bulls going at it there. Ball's one down in front of Armstrong. Right in front of us here. Still in play. Trying to get the ball over the boundary line is Hoffman. But the umpire will come in and throw the ball up right in front of the interchange box. Woods gets front position, wins the ball down. Comes over to Hawks, back to Woods. He just throws the ball onto his boot. And the ball bounces out of bounds. And what's the umpire going to see here? He was under pressure, and the ball will be thrown in about 2 kicks out.
He did
from
that
the
pretty
Bunbury
well,
goal.
didn't he? Landed right in touch. Did the big ruckman, who started the game pretty well, as Big Wood.
He has. He's up against another big fella in Chinnery as well.
He's a classy ruckman, Tyson. We'd had a lot of the season last year off with injury, but it's good to see him back out there.
And he goes once again. Chinnery gets front position. It comes down to the skipper King. Tries to get a handball out to Jesse Kerwin. The Magpies get the ball down, but it's well cut off in front of Urquhart. Here's Partridge. Been a good duel so far. Plays on straight away. Urquhart puts a little bit of pressure on, looking there for King. Ball bounces over. Could have been taken high. Was Hawks. The umpire doesn't see it that way. And will come in and throw the ball up right on the 50-metre line.
It's a good matchup for Southern Lock and Security, that one, Weaver. Partridge and Urquhart, you picked it.
A couple of big boys. Chinnery gets Armstrong out of the way with ease. It comes over to his teammate there. The handball comes out the field. It's been a little bit quiet early. Gets the ball onto his boot. They have the numbers here. Parsons in front. That's well spoilt there by Meadmore. Out it comes once again. It's Kemp. It is handball. There's a lot of handballs there. Bowman gets it out to Fraser. Fraser comes right across the ground, and he finds Clark still inside defensive 50. Got players short. One of them is Austin, but it goes over his head, and the mark has been cut off there by Bunbury in the way of Durack Tucker. Tucker goes in short. Very loose checking there by Busselton. And another shot on goal here for Bunbury will come courtesy of Kai Wright, and he'll shoot from about 45 metres out, 45-degree angle, right behind this one, Croney.
Well, it's just about the perfect spot to have a shot for goal today, you think, Weaver?
He's been good too. Early right. Bit of a loose kick there coming out of defence by Busselton, gives Bunbury another opportunity. And he comes now, Kai Wright. Silky left footer. It's looking good. Has it held its line? I think it has. That's a terrific kick by Wright. Making the most of their opportunities. And that'll go down as one of the goals of the game so far as Kai Wright puts through Bunbury's
You're putting him a WA Carpet Supermarket goal of the day chance.
That's a sponsor I was...
Just put it up and it stayed dead straight. That's the way to kick him. A beautiful drop punt, Weaver. I've said it a million times. I like to see that leave the boot.
No, that was a terrific kick by Wright. So they've only been in the forward 50 4 or 5 times, and they've got 3 goals neat. Southwest Isuzu scoreboard, Southwest Isuzu Utes, the Bunbury Bulldogs, 3 goals, 0-18 to Busselton, just the 3 behinds. Back in the middle once again. Chinnery gets Wood out the way, chucks the ball onto his boot and finds Bowman right at centre half forward. Still 2 kicks away from goal. Looks for the big fella in Urquhart. He's got a bit of a distance on Partridge. And he takes the mark and will have another shot on goal from about 45 metres out on a 45-degree angle to see if he can get through his his team's first for the day. So big Ryan Eckert, he's been pretty good so far. He's had 3 or 4 shots on goal. In he comes now, not wasting any time. Crosses the 50. Has a shot on goal. Pushed it across the goal. And it's gone through for a minor score.
Kerry Wallace is at Brunswick Oval for us, Weaver, as we go around the ground thanks to Geograph Civil. HBL 12 goals, 375. Lead the Collie Eagles 1-8. Might be a big afternoon for the Collie Eagles at Brunswick Oval.
So I gave Eckert their compliment, but it was Mitchell Cameron who had that shot on goal. He got the distance, no worries, but it's pushed through for a minor score. Ball back into play. Numbers around the ball. It's one out there by Ganza. Ganza gets it over to Mears. Just chucks the ball onto his boot. And he finds Crichton right on the 50-metre line.
For his first touch of the afternoon. Mears has been in good form for Busselton for the year too.
He sure has. Last outing that I seen him, he was terrific. In comes Bowman now. just outside 50. It's going to put it to the teeth of goal. They have the numbers there. Over the top comes the defence for Bunbury, and once again rushes it through for a minor score. 5 behind so far, the Magpies.
Had a few opportunities kicking to that city end.
Well, Bunbury, if it's by design, they're making Busselton have their shots at goal from outside 50. It's just not quite close enough. Ball brought back in, looking for Parsons. In comes Busher, but he's well wrapped up there by Lucas Kemp, and the umpire will come in and throw the ball up.
Quick around the ground, thanks to Geograph Civil Kerry Park, 4-4-28. Lead Augusta Margaret River, 2-4-16. So it should be a good game of footy as well.
As Ganser picks the ball up, just chucks it onto his left boot. Busselton have the numbers here. Bowman, Crichton first to the ball, gets a kick out there, looking for his teammate in the pocket, but it's well spoilt there by Denham King. Out it comes once again, won by Rowan Ashworth. Drives the ball along. Ooh, geez, a bit of a bounce there. We didn't see any bounces down where I come from yesterday, I can assure you. Out to Ucino, the debutant. Back to Kai Wright, the last goal kicker. He gets a handball out to Armstrong. They have the numbers here. Bit of an ordinary kick there. Comes into the middle of the ground. Looks for his skipper in King. King tries to be cute. Finding Busher. Gets around his opponent, does he? Does a couple of spins. Gets a handball out to Jackson Oliver. He has a shot on goal, but it's cut off there by, is it Drew Clark? And he plays on straight away to the far side of the ground and finds Meadmore.
Who's in the flash new boots too. Brand new boots for Johnny Meadmore.
Meadmore goes wide once
White
again.
with the green stripes, Weaver.
Wow, that's just a goal of the day, mark of the day, and best on ground already, isn't it?
Bit like the gold boots you used to wear.
Black and gold, though, they're only two colours when I played. He goes short and finds Mears still on the far side of the ground.
They made a gold plaque, a bronze plaque of them too, haven't they, the boots you used to wear?
Well, it wouldn't be gold, it might be bronze. In comes Callum Ganaway. He was the recipient of a mark, not previous. Bunbury have the numbers here. In comes Busher. Ganaway. Ben Ganser's there. It's knocked out in the direction of Tory. Tory tries to get a handle on it but can't. Bit scrappy out the far side of the ground, but in comes the big ruckman in Woods, and he gets the kick looking there for Jack Ucino. Goes over his head. Wraps up Mitchell Fraser, but the ball's gone out of bounds. It'll be thrown in centre wing, far side of the ground.
I've been impressed with the big ruckman. Just his positioning, Tyson Wood.
He's a big man. 3 goals neat, 18. The Bunbury Bulldogs, just 5 points for the Busselton Magpies. So they've had a few shots on goal in this opening quarter. Just have failed to get a major through so far. In comes Woods once again. Drives the ball long, looking there for Ucino. But the ball once again goes out of bounds. It'll be thrown in about 60 metres out from Bunbury's goal.
23-minute mark of this first quarter in the clash at Payne Park here between Bunbury and Busselton. You're right, hasn't reached any heights out there, but that wind is extremely tricky.
We'll see how strong this breeze is when Busselton have a go at it in the next quarter. So win the ball out. It comes to Ganser. Drives the ball onto his boot. Bunbury have the numbers, but over the back is Ganaway. Picks the ball up. That's a great pickup. It was Solberg. He gets the ball down. Ooh. Bunbury have the numbers once again, but the umpire's seen a push. Outnumbered 4-1 was Busselton, but they win the free kick. They'll drive the ball long in the direction of the big fella in Clark, is it? And Clark will have a shot on goal from about 50 metres out on a 45-degree angle to see if he can bring up Busselton's first.
Yeah, I think Busselton, if they can hold Bunbury to 3 goals, would be quite happy with this quarter so far. If they can pinch one here, it'll be a big bonus to them. As a big Tyson Wood comes off the Harvey Norman interchange bench for a well-earned rest.
Ball's put to the teeth of the goal. Unrealistic attempt there. And the free kick's been paid. And Heisman.
If you're going to get our CPR Outdoors mark of the day, mate, you've got to get somewhere near the footy, don't you, Weaver?
I don't know if you have to jump that high to get over Heisman, but he did, and he gave away the free kick. It was a good jump. It was a good jump. So Heisman, deep in the back line, goes on the far side of the ground. He's got a player there, goes over his head. And that's quarter time here at Payne Park. Bunbury leading by 13 points. 3 goals straight, 18 to Busselton, 5 behinds on the South West Isuzu scoreboard. So a terrific quarter of footy. Busselton had the breeze slightly, but we see how we go when Bunbury had the breeze slightly in that first quarter. So we'll see how strong it is in the second quarter when Busselton have a go.
It's always the way you need to tell. Thanks to Gen X Engineering for your support this afternoon as we go to a break. It is quarter time, as Weaver said. Bunbury, 3 goals straight, 18 to Busselton, 5 points. And welcome back to SEN Spirit's coverage of the Southwest Football League. It's quarter time here at Payne Park, and Bunbury's 3 goals straight, 18, lead Busselton, 5 points. In what was a bit of a scraggly game to start with, that wind is playing absolute havoc out there. It's carrying, the players are just taking a little bit of a time to adjust in their judgments of it, Weaver. I know as a coach you can't do anything about that. That's up to the players. They need to adjust out there.
Yeah, and I think they started to adjust late in that first quarter, didn't they? So it'll be interesting to see how it goes now. Busselton's their chance to have a crack with this win, so we'll see what it's like at half-time. But players are trying to go short, trying to be direct, use the ball properly. But it's a little bit tricky because it's swirling around a lot, looking from here at the windsock across the other side of the ground. So interesting to see. Bunbury made the most of their opportunities, especially going forward with 3 goals straight. Busselton had the ball up there quite a few times. Eckhart had 3 or 4 shots on goal, but they couldn't register a major, but they're only 13 points down at the first break.
Goals for Bunbury, Duboulay. He's got 1. Kai Wright's got 1 that Weaver's given him a little bit of a chance for the WA Carpet Supermarket goal of the day. And Oscar Armstrong kicked the first goal of the day for the Bulldogs. So we're not far away from second quarter action here. It'll be very interesting to see what the Magpies can do with this breeze. And it'll be interesting to see if Bunbury throw someone behind the ball after the 6-6-6, Weaver.
Yeah, it will be. So we'll just see how it goes early. I mean, Woods was terrific in that first quarter as well, giving his on-ball his first use of the ball and dropping back into those holes in front of Urquhart. So that was a terrific effort by the big fella.
Second quarter action to get underway. This is SEN Spirit and Nigel Reeves.
Ruckman go at it again. It's Wood versus Kemp. Wood wins the ball down as he did in the first quarter. In comes Kent, the opposing Ruckman. Paul's still in the shoot. In comes the big fella Woods once again. McGinley's there. Gans's there. Parkinson's there. Could have been taken high, and the umpire sees it that way. No, he doesn't. I thought it was high on Austin there, but big fella Woods wins the opening kick of the second quarter. Looks down there for Armstrong. Was it Parsons?
Oh, no, he's got the push out.
I think he signalled a different way, but anyway, Parsons, the recipient of the free kick, goes forward. Bit of a scrappy kick there, but a great pick up there by Gilchrist. He's going to have a shot on goal. He has a shot on goal. Does it come around enough? No, it doesn't.
Gee, that would have been a perfect start for the Bunbury side. Fraser Gilchrist, a very skillful player, just missed.
Just makes the most of his opportunities, doesn't he, Gilchrist? So the opening score of the second quarter goes the way of Bunbury. 3 goals, 1. First blemish on the scoreboard for them, 19, and 5 points still to Busselton. Far side of the ground, Busselton play on straight away, comes in the middle to Tory, gets a handball out. The umpire's seen another free kick, and it goes the way of Ganaway.
Ganaway was under extreme pressure.
Ganaway looks in the middle of the ground looking for Kemp, but it misses his target, and Bunbury have the numbers here, looking there for Parsons. Nearly rips in a one-hander. Gets a lucky bounce. He's got the numbers here, the big fella in Woods. He needs it more, a little bit direct. Still have the numbers in the middle of the ground. In comes Woods. They have the numbers here. They get him there in Busselton, and Hoffman wins the ball out, gets it down, and Mears takes a terrific mark on centre wing. He has Bowman in the middle of the ground. He goes that way and finds him. Has runners. Here they go now. Goes to Ganaway. He's going to have a shot on goal. Over the back it goes. Great spoil there. Comes out to Crichton. Crichton tries to get the ball out. In they come the Bunbury defence. And the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be thrown in about 20 metres out from Busselton's goal.
When they get that nice link up, it looks very pretty, Weaver.
Terrific effort there by Renton to knock that ball out of bounds. Still in dangerous territory here as Busselton search for their first goal in this game. Opening couple of minutes of the second quarter. Ball's thrown in. Big fellas go at it. Wooden sprints the ruck now, and Austin's there. Bunbury have the numbers. Once again, the ball goes out of bounds and will be thrown in, this time about 30 metres out from Busselton's goal. Hasn't reached any great height so far this game. You just got a feeling it might open up a little bit here, Craney.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks, SKG Radiology. Get your scans done at SKG.
As Woods wins the ruck down, it comes to Busher. Could have been pushed in the back. The umpire sees it that way, and Busher will take the relieving kick, free kick, just inside 50. He goes short and finds his teammate there in Renton. Still inside defensive 50. Goes short once again. And he finds, that was Tucker. He finds Busher. Busher goes wide looking for the big fella in Partridge, but he misses his target completely and the ball goes out of bounds just outside 50. Bit of an errant kick there from Busher. Should have hit Partridge, had a little bit of room on his opponent. Now he comes back to man up on Eckert. That's been a terrific duel so far.
That's our Southern's lock and security duel of the day, I think, Weaver.
So Eckert's had a few shots on goal, but Partridge hasn't been out of the play. Woods wins the ruck knock down, comes to field, comes back to Tucker. He's got a little bit of room, just puts it onto his left boot. Ball's still in play. In comes Meadmore, but the ball goes out of bounds about 2 kicks out from Busselton's goal. Nearly centre wing here at Payne Park. 3 goals, 119. 5 points Busselton, Harvey Norman Superstore Bunbury scoreboard. Far side of the ground, the ball will be thrown in.
Crichton's a pretty good matchup down there too. Ashworth has done pretty well so far.
Yeah, he's got a big job, Ashworth. He's just got to stay on his game. We know what Crichton can do. And they go once again. In goes field. Busselton have the numbers. And just outside their forward 50, the ball will be thrown up once again. They could come over here and play a bit of footy if they really want to.
Well, this is attacking side. This is where it needs to be. But unfortunately, the breeze is dragging it towards that scoreboard.
As Woods wins the ruck knock down, goes to field. But he's wrapped up there by Parkinson.
You do well without the binoculars, Weaver. I thought you'd have a pair by now.
They're getting close, I tell you. It goes to Kemp. He tries to put the ball onto his boot. Gets it once again in the direction of Urquhart. He's got Partridge for company. The ball's still in play, but it's rushed over the boundary line now and will be thrown in about 25 metres out from Busselton's goal. So most of the play in the opening 3 or 4 minutes of this second quarter has been down Busselton end as they search for their first goal of the game. 14 points adrift to Bunbury. Urquhart gets his opponent out of the way as a snap on goal.
There you go. Oh. Here we were looking for a WA Carpet Supermarket goal of the day contender, and that's what we have there from Big Ryan Urquhart.
Well, Urquhart puts his name to the top of the list. That was terrific. Used his body to get Woods out of the way. He's also been terrific. First goal of the game. They go to 1 goal, 5-11. 8 points adrift to Bunbury. 3 goals, 1-19.
It's amazing weather. It's a bit like Melbourne weather. Driving to the ground today, it was absolutely pouring with rain, and now we have bright sunshine out across Payne Park.
Ball back in the middle once again. Big Woods and Kemp. Kemp with the ruck down in the way of Austin. It comes back to Woods. He's wrapped up by Kemp and Austin, and the umpire in the centre of the ground will throw it up once again. Terrific goal by Urquhart. Woods just
that's the way
bumps
to get
it
some
forward.
Distance.
Gets it there too, is it? Oliver, he gets the ball onto his boot, looking for Armstrong, goes over his head. Busher, who's playing up forward now, but he's rushed over the boundary line, courtesy of Meadmore, and the ball will be thrown in about 25 metres out from Bunbury's goal.
That was a 30-metre punch by Big Wood from the centre circle there. That's a way to clear it centre circle.
Well, he's probably a little bit stung by what Eckert done to him down in the forward line to get Busselton's opening goal.
With that.
I wouldn't be happy either. The big fella wins the ball forward, comes to Guru. Back to Parsons, has a shot on goal, the big fella.
Gee, we're being a bit spoilt for goals now. That was another absolute beauty by Parsons, and snapped it through, Weaver.
Terrific goal. So now we've got 2 on the list for goal of the day. Eckert with 1 earlier, and then Parsons.
The big fella, and he swooped on that and just banged it through. And a nice answer to Bunbury, because we were expecting Busselton to grab hold of this win and run with it. So it's a beautiful goal against the breeze.
The game's starting to open up now. I don't know if Baden Parsons can swoop. If a pterodactyl can swoop, then I'll give him that one.
Nah, that was a swoopiest swoop you see. A pterodactyl.
A pterodactyl.
I had one of them as a pet, Weaver.
Ball back in the middle of the ground. It's one down there by Kemp. Comes over to the skipper for Bunbury. In King, he could have been taken without it, and he'll win the relieving free kick in the middle of the ground.
Oh, it's 50. No, that is a big penalty. You just cannot afford to do it, Weaver.
Kelton Kemp thought it was his teammate in Austin's free kick, handed the ball back to him, but it was always Denham Kings.
Well, Denham King's well and truly capable of kicking this distance. He's one of the best kicks in the competition.
He's going to kick from about 35 metres out, basically directly in front to get back-to-back goals. Decides to go short. Loose checking there, and the mark has been taken by Wright, is it? Kicked a beautiful goal in that first quarter.
Well, we know he can kick because that was an absolute ripper. I reckon Denham King could have made the distance in that, but his pass was absolutely superb. And young Wright, well, he's going for goal number 2.
We're right behind this one, Craney.
Well, you put him down for a bit of a chance to get the WA Carpet Supermarket the goal, but I think he's been a little bit surpassed.
Well, he was up there to start with. Kai Wright, 30 metres out, 45-degree angle, deliberate shot on goal. See how he goes. That's a beautiful kick. Beautiful kick from Kai Wright. Back-to-back goals for the Bulldogs. 5 goals, 131. 1 goal, 5-11, the Magpies on the Harvey Norman Superstore Bunbury scoreboard.
Well, we know one thing, Kai Wright, is an absolute superb shot for goal because that was textbook perfect. To a 1 goal 5.
I think Busselton thought that King would have a shot on goal, and all of a sudden Kai Wright found himself in space, and very unselfish there by the skipper for Bunbury.
You find that every now and then as a player you become a spectator.
Yep.
And you're just watching the game instead of thinking about the game.
So courtesy of a 50-metre penalty, the ball's back in the middle of the ground. Woods wins it down to King. Could have been taken high. Umpire doesn't see it that way. In they come once again. Austin. King's in there. They come in. Meadmore. Out they go. Bunbury get it out now. Tries to get it out to Phil. That was Durack Tucker. But they have the numbers. Tucker wins it back. Jeez, it's a battle in there, isn't it? In comes Mears. Great pick-up.
Terrific.
But handballs it straight to Bunbury. The ball's in the direction of McKenna Taylor.
Well, he finally got it. I think that was reward for effort by young Mears.
Went around and around, and Mears just put his head over the ball and wins the relieving free kick. He drives the ball long. Looking for the big fella there, and he takes the mark. And is it Eckert? Once again, no, I think it might be Drew Clark. And Clark will have a shot on goal from about 50 metres out on a 45-degree angle. Looking for some leads here. It might be Eckert. I think it is in. He comes down. We know he can make the distance. He's got a good purchase on that. He's got a terrific purchase on that. I don't know why he was looking for a lead there, the big fella. And from 50 metres out, he puts it straight over the top of the goal umpire's hat to put through Busselton's second goal of the game.
If I was the coach, I'd be sending the runner out and say, mate, if you're anywhere around that 50 mark, forget about pass and when you can kick.
We know he can kick it from 55 into the breeze. That was a terrific kick.
Thanks to MGIB, like a good neighbour, MGIB is there. And SKG, get your scans at SKG.
Harvey Norman Superstore Bunbury scoreboard. Busselton Magpies, 2 goals, 5-17.
We rattled off the sponsor's end, mate.
We have, haven't we? 5 goals, 131, the home team. Back in the middle once again. It's one down there by Woods in the direction of King. Out they come now. Busselton have their tail up as Austin wins the ball down. He was terrific in that first quarter. They have the numbers. It comes over to Hawks. Gets a short kick in towards, it was Ashworth, but it's cut off there by Tory. And Tory takes a relieving mark for the Magpies in the middle of the ground. He's been called to play on. Now he's got to drive the ball long. He's got Parkinson looking for him. Been a little bit quiet so far, Parkinson. He should be used to these conditions. The ball's still in play. Boundary line could be the winner here.
I wonder how long it is before Matt Jamison gets Liam Crichton up a bit further out of the ground. His young Rowan Ashworth's got a pretty good hold on him at the moment.
I think it might be worth playing him up. He did mention on a radio interview a few weeks ago that he's been playing in the midfield a little bit, so maybe it's time as Chinnery wins the ball down.
Especially when Urquhart's in very good form down there, to give him a bit of space, and we know that Liam Crichton's pretty classy wherever he plays.
So Mears wins a relieving kick on the far side of the ground. Curtis for a great tackle on Busher. Looks there for the big fella in Urquhart.
That is a superb grab again.
Proving to be a real problem.
CPR Outdoor Centre. That's what I'm looking for. Weaver, mark of the day.
Well, he's putting himself up there for mark and goal of the day, the big fella in Ryan Eckert. And he'll have another shot on goal from about 45 metres out. Tighter angle, but the right spot for a left footer. We know he's got the distance. We've spoken about it before. In he comes now, the big fella. Geez, he's got a fair purchase on that. He's made the umpire work a little bit more than the last one, and it just goes through for a minor score. 2 goals, 6-18, the Magpies. 5 goals, 131, the home side in the Bulldogs.
5-1's very good kicking by the Bulldogs in these conditions.
Back-to-back goals to start this quarter for the Bulldogs. Busselton have had it all the way away so far.
Oh, that's dangerous.
The ball comes out, and the man we spoke about in Crichton has cut off that mark. And we'll have a shot on goal from about 45 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
I was just looking at young Rowan Ashworth there too, the man who's playing on Crichton. He was absolutely filthy about that kick. He's done a pretty good job on Liam so far.
You just don't want to give him any opportunities, especially by a mistake. So Liam Crichton, we know that he knows where the goals are. Deliberate shot on goal. We're right behind this one once again. Bree should work in his favour here. In he comes now, crosses the 50. It's coming back. It's trying to come back. Has it come back enough? He's just pushed it across the face of goal for a minor score. Distance, no problem.
See, Mears has just come off. He's looking like he's got a bit of a problem with the leg there, so we hope that's okay for him.
He's been terrific so far, Mears, so hopefully that's not too serious and he can get back on the ground. Partridge bring the ball in, looking there for Johnson. But it goes out of bounds and the ball will be thrown in. Centre wing. 5 goals, 131 the home side. 2 goals, 7-19. Harvey Norman Superstore Bunbury scoreboard. Busselton with all the place in the last 4 or 5 minutes down their end. Another goal here and the game's right open. Chinnery gets front position. Wins the ball down. Comes over there to right. He gets a handball out to Busher. Puts him under pressure. And he's wrapped up. And the ball will be thrown, wrapped up by Parkinson, will be thrown up about 2 kicks out from Busselton's goal. A couple of big bulls go at it. Woods uses his height to get the ball over, then soccers it off the ground. It comes over there to Hoffman. He gets a handball out. It goes past the player intended in Sanford. The ball up there in Urquhart, the big fella. Once again has taken a terrific mark. Another contender there, Croney, for mark of the day.
For our CPR Outdoors. Got it out that time.
Closer, same position, about 40 metres out. Acute angle, but the right side for a left footer. In he comes now, the big fella. It's a good looking kick, but once again he's pushed it across the face of the goal the other way this time, and it goes through for a minor score. So a little bit wasteful here. Halfway through the second quarter, the Magpies. 2 goals, 8-20. 5 goals, 131. 11-point margin to the home side, the Bulldogs.
Just around the grounds, thanks to Geograph Civil. Kerry Wallace at the Brunswick Oval, 87-9. HBL have got that one well and truly in control out there.
It's one-way traffic, isn't it? Ball comes out to Bailey Sanford. He drives the ball on, looking for Eckhart. He comes over the top and makes a spoil. Parkinson could have been taken without it. The umpire sees it that way.
That was a good bit of discipline by Eckert there, the big forward. He knew he wasn't going to take it, but he brought it to front, and he brought it to front in advantage to Parkinson.
And well done by Parkinson as well. Went to pick the ball up, then just held back a bit.
I don't want to pick that up, and you're right, Weaver.
Bunbury laid the tackle and gave away the free kick, and Parkinson, who's been in terrific form this year, product from the Lower Southwest Footy League, doesn't look out of place in the Busselton midfield. He's going to kick from about 45 metres out, slide angle. In he comes now, crosses the 50. Joey Parkinson, it's a good-looking kick, but he's just made the umpire work a fraction and hits it a bit thin and goes through for another minor score. So a little bit wasteful, not a little, a lot wasteful there, the Busselton Magpies. 2 goals, 9-21. 10 points adrift to the home side, the Bunbury. 5 goals, 1-31. Ball back into play. Handball comes out. Over it comes to Sanford. He gets a handball out in the middle of the ground. It's a big ruckman for Busselton in Chinnery. He's got a player in the middle of the ground. Makes Meadmore work a bit. Bit fumbly there. Meadmore gets a handball out to Brody Howe. Gets the ball down and he finds Crichton. And Crichton will have another shot on goal. A little bit closer, but exactly the same position. About 40 metres out in a 45-degree angle.
Any young players out there, just watch what Johnny Meadmore did. He fumbled a little bit, put himself under pressure, but remained calm enough to get a nice little handball out to set it up. So it's a good way of just keeping your composure under pressure.
He just made sure that handball meant something in the next one, and then all of a sudden his team had got a shot on goal. So Liam Crichton, in he comes now, going to kick from 40 metres out. Deliberate run up. This time he's got a better purchase on it. This time he's got a better purchase on it. Has the goal kicker from the Magpies, and Liam Crichton, as a goal umpire, doesn't have to move. And he puts through his side's third goal of the day. 3 goals, 9-27. Now only 4 points adrift of the
bit and went bang. So Liam Crichton's on the board, and Busselton, as you said, very wasteful early on, 3-9-27, but still very much in the game.
Only 4 points adrift, but they have had all the play, haven't they, in the last 5 or 10 minutes of this game. And ball back in the middle. Once again, up goes the big fella in Chinnery and Wood. Wood wins the ball down. It comes to Busher. Just throws the ball onto his boot. Out in the direction of Oliver. He's been charged with a throw, and the relieving free kick will be taken by Patterson for the Magpies. So just starting up the pressure now, the Magpies. Bunbury need to respond. A couple of goals in a row to Parsons and Wright, but it's all been one-way traffic as far as play goes and possession of footy. Patterson drives the ball long, looking for Ganaway.
Yeah, it was a good kick. Good lead, good
Solberg,
kick.
And he takes a terrific mark on the far side. Solberg goes down wide. Oh, it's a great mark by Eckert. Terrific overhead
Strong
mark by the big fella. Surely he's too far out this time. He puts it to the top of the square looking for Crichton. Crichton's in front. Will the ball sit for him? It's rushed out of bounds, and it'll be thrown in about 10 metres out from Busselton's goal.
That's a strong pair of hands by the big fella. Just gets his big mitts up there and it sticks.
He's putting himself in for goal and mark of the day, isn't he, so far, the big fella? It's a terrific mark.
All he needs to do is have a good tackle and pick up the Bunbury Mower Service Award, and you give him the whole three, Weaver.
Give it to him now. Ball comes out to Tory. He gets a handball over to Sanford. Sanford comes back to the big fella in Chinnery. He just throws it onto his left boot. Eckert's in the mix here. He could have a second go at it. Comes back to Eckert. Ball in dispute. And there's a tackle, Croney. Can we give it to him? Probably not, but it's a tackle. And the ball will be thrown up about 25 metres out from 25.
Garrett O'Brien then too.
Now he's doing the ruck work. Wins the ball down. The umpire said you had too much time. And the relieving free kick for Bunbury will be taken by their big ruckman in Woods. Handball's on straight away. Comes into the middle of the ground looking for Usuno. He gets a handball over. Puts Heisman under pressure. But Heisman's up to the task and takes the relieving mark just inside defensive 50 in front of Ben Ganza. So just slowing it up here a little bit, the home side. Heisman comes down the boundary line, hugging the boundary line, looking for Wright, and Wright comes over the top. The mark's been paid, and it's been paid to Durack Tucker. Players running past. He's been called to play on now. Nearly kicks into the man on the mark, looking for Busher. But in best position is Hoffman, and he takes a relieving mark. The umpire's seen an infringement on the mark by Busher, and a 50-metre penalty be paid. So I'm not sure if
there's
it's...
no one on the mark. He's going to run through here, Weaver, and have a
Sanford's
ping.
going to have a ping from 50. He's
Oh,
having a ping
there
from 50. Don't worry about Eckert kicking from 50. Bailey Sanford has done just the same. No one manned the mark after a 50-metre penalty. And Bailey Sanford took full advantage and kicks a terrific goal.
Up on the board. From about 55, and it went straight through the middle.
Terrific goal by Sanford. And with that goal,
Is
the
that right,
Magpies
Chad?
are in front.
Is that a contender?
That's
for
a
our
contender.
WA Carver Supermarket goal of the day?
I'd just like to go to the replay because I don't think he had the free kick, Sanford. I thought it was the kick before, but he took full advantage. Umpire didn't see it that way, and away he went. And a terrific goal from 55 metres out. In the ruck now is Cody Johnson. He wins the ball down. It comes to McGinlay. He just chucks it on his left boot, but in through the middle is Fraser. He finds his teammate in the middle of the ground. He goes sideways and finds Hoffman, who's been good so far.
You get the
He's got a
feeling the
player running
Magpies
for
are
him.
building here, Weaver.
It goes to Haywood, misses his target, wrapped up there by Trey Field.
That's
a terrific tackle.
That's our Bunbury Mower Service contender too. We're starting to get a few contenders out here. Thanks to SKG too. And we hope young Mears is all right down there.
Ball back in the middle. Johnson now being put into the ruck. Comes out to Ganser. He's well tackled there by McGinlay.
Excellent tackle.
That's another contender, Crony. Have you got enough pages in that book? He goes the far side of the ground. Tucker, great pickup. He's got room to move. Drives the ball long, looking for Jackson Oliver. Will the boundary line beat him? No, it's kept in play by Patterson.
I'll tell you what
goes
has
out of
happened.
bounds.
The game has lifted. The game had meandered a little bit through in that first quarter, but it's definitely lifted another notch in this quarter.
I think we've got to thank Busselton for that. They've put it in second gear, and Bunbury are going with them so far, but they just need a goal to steady them. Ball's one down there by Johnson. Handball comes out. Umpire said it was a throw. Comes over to Fraser. He gets a handball there to Bowman. Bowman's got room to move. Could have a bounce
the
if
big
he
fella
wanted.
on.
Righto, Eckert. It's not Eckert. It's Mitchell Cameron. And Cameron does a terrific work. Watch that ball off the boot. Worked around his opponent. Took a terrific mark.
He did. He done a bit of a dummy lead through around the back, and the kicker was good enough to read it where he was going. And Cameron, well, he's probably the third one down there, but, gee, still a very handy player.
So Cameron will have a shot on goal from about 25 metres out. 45-degree angle to extend this lead to 8 points. In he comes now, deliberate shot on goal. But he's hit that very poorly. Makes the umpire work, and another behind for the Magpies. 4 goals, 10-34. 3-point leaders to the home side. Stuck on 5 goals, 131. Harvey Norman Superstore Bunbury scoreboard.
Letting the Bulldogs off the hook here a bit, the Magpies. That's 14 scoring shots to 6.
They could have had a sizable margin going into half-time, the Magpies. As Partridge will bring the ball in once again. In he comes now, runs outside the square, drives the ball long, looking for the big fella in Parsons, but he's well spoilt there by Solberg, and the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be thrown in about 70 metres out from Busselton's goal. So the game's lifted. 4 goals, 10-34. 5 goals, 131, the Bulldogs.
And we spoke about their players adjusting, and that's exactly what they have done, Weaver.
I think the big fella's adjusted the most. Eckert, he just seems to be reading that ball beautifully in the air, and he's got a great set of hands and a decent leap on him for a big fella, and he's proving to be the difference as far as shots on goal on this margin. In the ball comes, pushed out of the way by McKenna Taylor, was Parkinson. The umpire said it infringed, and he got paid to push in the back. He's got players in the middle if he wants them. He's going to look for Crichton over the top. But a terrific mark.
Oh, right on the siren too, if you don't mind.
Has been taken by, is it Bowman? Ethan Bowman. That was a terrific mark.
That's a definite contender. Gee, I've got a few ticks down here, Nigel Reeves.
About 3 deep he was, Bowman. In come Crichton, but behind him, was Bowman. That's a terrific mark. And to extend this margin to 9 points after the siren going into half-time. In he comes now, straight over the umpire's hat. Ethan Bowman, take a bow. 5 goals, 10-40. The Busselton Magpies, 5 goals, 131.
Bit slow to start the quarter off, but that second quarter was absolutely outstanding. We're going to be back shortly with the Hollow Beach Bar and Grill halftime chat. Whereas it's half-time and Busselton have hit the lead, 5 goals, 10-40. They lead Bunbury 5 goals, 1-31. So 15 scoring shots to 6. The Bulldogs got a little bit to think about. This is the Hollow Beach Bar half-time chat. A game where the first quarter, well, it meandered through a little bit, but that second one, the players definitely adjusted to a tricky breeze and lifted the ante to turn it into not a bad game of footy, Weaver.
A terrific game of footy. I think Busselton got into second gear and Bunbury were able to match it. They kicked back-to-back goals, and all of a sudden Busselton just fired up. And Eckert was outstanding, just took some really terrific marks. And to finish off that quarter with Ethan Bowman taking a fantastic pack mark and finishing off with a goal. The margin after being behind at quarter time by 13 points, all of a sudden they've got a 9-point lead going into the second half of this game.
Just around the grouse sink to Geograph Civil. Kerry Wallace is at Brunswick Oval. 17 goals, 5 HBL, 107. Well, they're leading. The Collie Eagles 3-3-21. So a pretty big afternoon at the office for HBL. Well, Weaver, we got to go over who's hot. Thanks to Giovanetti Firewood. Fend off your cold with Giovanetti Firewood. Who's hot in that first half of footy, or who do you like?
Well, I liked Aidan Austin for the Magpies in that first quarter. He still was solid in the second quarter, but I just think when Eckert started taking those big marks, especially some pack marks and overhead marks, all of a sudden they could just put it down there and he did the rest. So for me, he had 3 or 4 shots on goal in the first quarter as well, but some of those marks and shots on goal, and he kicked 2 himself that quarter, 1 from range from outside 50. He's hot. He's running hot, and Partridge is doing such a fantastic job, but Eckert is now on top, and it's going to be a handful come the second half of this game.
It's just when you've got a big man like that and he's got sticky mitts, and his arms seem to extend out a little bit, and there's not much you can do as a defender through those times. The Busselton, they looked like they were starting to lift confidence-wise around the ground. The Bulldogs kicked the first couple of that quarter, and you thought, well, maybe they're going to be all right. But I tell you what, Busselton look a bit ominous. So Bulldogs got a big quarter with the win to put a bit of a gap on this scoreboard.
Yeah, and they had their 5 minutes of in the spotlight, didn't they, with Parsons and Wright kicking a terrific goal, Wright second of the game. But after that, it was all one-way traffic. So need to come out firing here. They've had 15 scoring shots to 6, so this margin could have been a little bit more. 5 goals, 5 in that second quarter, 2 goals, 1 to the home team. So they just need to get on top. They are on top in the centre bounce downs. Woods is winning everything in there, but they just need to capitalise on that and give their forwards a chance to get a winning score on the board.
This is the Hollow Beach Bar halftime chat. We'll be back after the break for the second half of the Bunbury versus Busselton clash. Beautiful town or city of Bunbury, where it is half-time. Bunbury 5-1-31. They trail Busselton 5 goals, 10-40 in what was a pretty interesting contest. Weaver, this is the half-time Hollow Beach Bar chat. It's a beautiful spot to go and have a bit of a refreshment and a bit of a meal.
I'll take your word for it, Croney. I haven't been there myself, but I'm sure you have enough times for me to just get one of those. So
I'll have to take you up there one day. Now, big moments. Buckingham to Butchers, which is beautiful for your steak and your sausages inside the Bunbury Plaza. Big moments in that quarter.
Yeah, it's hard to pinpoint one big moment. I thought Mears' attack on the ball in the middle of the ground has really set the standard for ground ball gets. He did come off halfway through that quarter, but I do see he's out there now. I did see him holding his shin, so he might have got a knock on the shin that tickled him up a little bit. But big moments for me was probably that Meadmore handball in the middle, which set up Crichton, which gave him an opportunity to kick his first goal of the game. And then all of a sudden, their whole forward line started to gel. I know Eckert was doing a terrific job. Crichton got involved, kicked a terrific goal. But that just Meadmore to maintain his composure, get a handball out, and then a kick into Crichton and made no mistake from 40 metres out. And all of a sudden, then Cameron and all the rest of them got involved. So for me, that was a big moment of that second quarter.
There is your big moments thanks to Buckingham the Butchers. Buckingham the Butchers inside the Bunbury Plaza. Injury reports, get the right result every time with SKG Radiology. We were a bit worried about young Mears, but he, as you said, he's back out there. So hopefully he comes back on because he's a very important player. And teamwork for Gen X Engineering, fitters and welders. Email recruitment, Gen X Engineering. Well, Busselton, once they get that link together, they're pretty hard to stop. And the Bulldogs, both sides are back out in the field. We're not far away for the third quarter start. But it's a very important quarter, this one, for Bunbury. They need to whack some goals on the board heading to that port end.
Well, they're very unselfish, Busselton, aren't they? They use players in the right position. If they've made a lead or they're in the right spot, they give them the footy by hand or foot. So very unselfish, and that what makes their team score as they do and be successful as they are. So Bunbury need to get back in the game after those 2 goals back-to-back in the second quarter. They were a bit starved of opportunities up forward. So Parsons, Wright's been terrific down there with limited opportunities. They just need to fire up. The skipper's gone down forward now. Gilchrist has been a little bit quiet, so they've got the potential there to kick a winning score and give themselves opportunities, but they need to do it now with Busselton getting on top in that second quarter to hold a 9-point lead going into the second half.
That was the Hollow Beach Bar half-time chat. A quick around the grounds thanks to Geograph Civil. A tight one at Kelly Park. 7-6 Kerry Park 48. They trail AMR 8-5-53, so that's tight. We're ready for three-quarter time action. This is SEN Spirit and Nigel Reeves.
Ruckman at it again. Kemp wins the ball down, comes to Parkinson. He drives the ball onto his boot, but it's land short, and the ball is cut off by Tucker at centre half back. Good in the first half, Durack Tucker. All options. He's got to go short. In the middle of the ground, it's Woods. Tucker gets the ball back. He goes short once again, and at centre half forward, Hayden Bush has been pushed into the middle, and he takes a kick. He drives the ball long now, looking for the big fella, and Parsons could have pushed his opponent out of the way. Yeah. And Ethan Bowman, the one who kicked the last goal of the first half, takes a relieving free kick.
That wasn't subtle at all, was it?
Not subtle at all. So Ethan Bowman with a terrific mark and goal to finish off the first half. Finds himself deep in defence. Tries to go out wide. Trayfield comes over the top of Aiden Austin and knocks the ball out of bounds. And it'll be thrown in about 60 metres out from Bunbury's goal.
Nice bit of stoppage work by Bunbury that'll start the quarter, and they'll need to be very good at that.
Just need to go full man-on-man here. Busselton have their tails up in that second quarter as Kemp gets in front, wins the ball down. It comes to Oliver, tries to get the handball out to Busher. Busher's the recipient of it now. It's knocked out of his hands by Tory. In they come. It's hard out there at the moment. In comes Busher. In comes the big fella in Woods. Wraps the ball up, and the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. Half forward flank for Bunbury.
Just as Bunbury had a bit of a burst then too, the ball had to come back. There's a bit going on out there, which is good. As you'd expect, Weaver, 2 top sides.
Kemp wins the ball down. It comes to Solberg. He was good in that first half, Solberg. Probably didn't call him enough with the orange boots. Ball comes out in the direction of Parkinson, but Busher wins the ball. Could have been taken high there, was Hoffman. Ball comes down now. They drive the ball long. Bunbury looking there for Parsons. He's got front position, but over the back comes Lucas Kemp. Puts a good spoil on, then he comes in for a second effort. Still in the play here, Kemp. Ball comes out to McKenna Taylor. Has a shot on goal for the opening score of the second half. And puts it through. McKenna Taylor with the opening score for the home side in the third quarter. 6 goals, 137. They reduce that margin to 3 points.
Right spot at the right time, made no mistake. And fair to say he enjoyed that one, Weaver. That was a nice little celebration by the young man.
A terrific effort. They have made the most of their opportunities, Bunbury, when they do go forward. They just haven't had that down there often enough.
Well, 6 goals won in these tricky conditions. That's outstanding kicking.
3 points the margin. Early stages, third quarter. Wood wins the ball down the direction of Busher, but Aiden Austin's there, who was terrific in that first half. He gets a handball out to Sanford, who also was good in that first half, and he finds Patterson on centre wing, right in front of the commentary box here at Payne Park. He drives the ball long, doesn't get a good purchase on it, asking a fair bit of the big fella in Urquhart. Mears, who was terrific, could have been taken high. Gets a handball out to no one in particular. Comes over to Bowman, back to Urquhart. He snaps on goal. And Urquhart, the big fella, responds to McKenna Taylor's goal a minute earlier and puts through his third of the game.
Not only responded to his goal, he responded to the celebration as well. And I like to see that was a brilliant little handball there from his partner in crime in Liam Crichton.
6 goals, 137. The home team, the Bulldogs. LJ Hooker, Property Southwest scoreboard. Terrific effort there by Mears over to Crichton, over to Urquhart. They're important players, and Urquhart made no mistake from 35 metres out on his left foot. Ball back in the middle of the ground once again. Neither ruckman wins it down, but it comes straight back to the ruckman in Kemp. Could have been taken high there. Was Tory. And he'll win the relieving free kick in the middle of the ground. Plays on straight away now. He's going to drive it long. Looking for that big fella, Urquhart. He's got a good run at this one. Goes over the back, comes to Ganaway. Back out to Mears, who's important in that first half. Over to Parkinson. Geez, it's getting tough in there now. Players on the mill. Umpire will come in and throw the ball up about 45 metres out from Busselton's goal.
I'm enjoying this. It might have started off a little bit tentative, Weaver, but she's well and truly on now.
The celebration from McKenna Taylor, matched by Urquhart. And it sparked both teams up. Well, he's won the tackle, the goal, and the mark of the day. We'll give him the celebration of the day as well. Comes over to Solberg. Snap on goal there by Ganza. But it goes through for a minor score. 6 goals, 11 now, 47 the Magpies. 10-point leaders over the home side, the Bulldogs. 6 goals, 137. LJ Hooker, Property Southwest scoreboard. As Partridge will bring the ball back in. He's going to go straight down the middle. That's a terrific looking kick, looking for his skipper in King. Over the back was Bowman. Couldn't get a handle on it. Comes over to King. Over to Wright, who was terrific in that first half with a couple of goals. He's got no one to give it to. It comes back to King. Back to Wright. Cut off there by the last goal kicker in McKenna Taylor. It's one out by Hoffman. He's sport there by his own ruckman in Kemp. Out the back it comes to McGinley. He drives the ball down looking for Armstrong. Could have been paid a free kick. And Oscar Armstrong will have a shot on goal from about 50 metres out directly in front to get the responding goal for the home side.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm enjoying it, Weaver. This is what we expected when we come to Payne Park this afternoon.
Can you give a spoil to the same team, Croney? That's what I'm asking. Hoffman tried to get that ball onto his boot, but Kemp was in the way.
You've got to still claim it as a stat, Weaver.
Absolutely. Oscar Armstrong, the opening goal of the game today, coming in for his second. Going to kick just inside 50. In he comes now. Beautiful looking kick. That's a terrific looking kick. He's kicked that all of 60 metres right over the umpire's hat. And Oscar Armstrong gets the responding goal to narrow that margin once again.
That's another one contender for the WA Carpet Supermarket goal of the day. This quarter here started off the complete opposite.
Both sides have come out firing in this third quarter. Terrific effort. 50 metres these days for most modern players is just a walk in the park, isn't it? Just leant back, as you said. Casualties are light, made good contact. Clear defence with ease.
7 goals, 1 in these conditions, 43 Bunbury to Busselton, 6-11, 47. That is outstanding kicking. 7 goals, 1.
So making the most of their opportunities. A ball back in the middle of the ground. Comes out to Kemp. He tries to get the handball out to Sanford, who's been terrific. Finds a bit of room. Goes out wide and finds Tory. Plays on straight away now. He should look for the big fella in Eckert, and he does that. He's got a bit of room. Ooh. And the big fella comes over the top and takes a terrific mark.
When it's kicked to his advantage like that, you've got very, very little hope as a backman, because he's just marking everything that slips his way as a big fella. This is for goal number 4.
This might be Mitchell Cameron, actually.
So we got the wrong one, did we, Weaver?
Hey, I did. So Mitchell Cameron, they look very similar. Pretty sure it's Cameron. He's going to have a shot on goal here. 35 metres out. Been good so far. Terrific
He
kick.
likes it anyway.
Terrific kick by Cameron. And as good as Armstrong's kick was a minute earlier, Cameron responds for the Magpies to once again stretch that margin to 10 points on the LJ Hooker Property Southwest scoreboard. 7 goals, 11 the Magpies. 7 goals, 1 the home.
Into that breeze that is there. A little bit of a shower of rain just creeping across Payne Park. There's a beautiful big rainbow out there, Weaver.
Well, I thought they were all coming in here just to correct who was kicking that goal, but they're not. It's a little bit of
don't
slight
worry,
drizzle.
I've got plenty of people looking this way.
A terrific kick by Cameron. Ball back in the middle once again. Chinnery in the ruck for the Magpies. It's one down by Wood, but straight to Aidan Osson, who's been terrific.
Crash.
Up it goes. In comes Crichton. Attack on the footy. In comes Sanford. Ganza could have been taken without it. Starting to heat up a little bit now. Comes out to Heisman. Drops the ball onto his left boot, looking for Armstrong. Over the top it goes. In comes McKenna Taylor. Busher is there first. Huge hit there by Chinnery. He's a huge man as well. Parkinson waited for the ball, but he can't field. He just throws the ball onto his boot, and it goes through for a minor score.
How was that clash in front of us here? Wow.
Chinnery was just like flicking a fly off in the middle of summer. Busher, who's not a small man himself, went in and come out with interest. Ball comes back in. It's won by Bowman. Over to Mitch Fraser. They link up once again, and in the middle of the ground, it's marked by Howe. They have the numbers here. Urquhart runs through, but over the top, it's looking for Solberg.
That's a great grab.
And Solberg takes a terrific mark. Plays on straight away. Looking there for Hoffman. Could have been taken without. It was Bunbury. Starting to heat up a little bit now.
She's a different game altogether now. Nigel Reeves.
Relieving free kick.
A few players coming through a little bit sore into the Harvey Norman interchange bench.
Well, I'm not surprised. There's a few big hits there as the ball's been brought back into play. But in best position to take the mark was Tory. He plays on straight away. He's got the numbers there, the big fella in Urquhart. And Urquhart gets good position
this
and
time
takes
we
a
got
terrific
it right,
mark. So Urquhart will come in and kick for goal number 4 from about 30 metres out, basically directly in front.
He's just a bit big down there at the moment, the big fella.
I just think they're trying to get it in quick now, Busselton, just to give their big forwards a chance one-on-one.
We've got that. We spoke about that springboard off the half-back line, and they're starting to put that into play very, very nicely, the Magpies.
Dylan Patterson comes off. He's been terrific in this third quarter. Big Ryan Eckert. He's going to come in. Deliberate shot on goal. Distance will not be a problem. In he comes now. Deliberate shot on goal. Makes a goal umpire work a little bit. Opportunity missed there for the Magpies as it goes through for a minor score. 7 goals, 12, 19 scoring shots, 54. 10-point leaders over the home side, the Bulldogs. 7 goals, 2, 44. LJ Hooker, Property Southwest scoreboard.
Oh, there's a turnover.
Ball's brought back in, and there he is, the big fella in Eckert. Takes a terrific mark.
Gee, a little bit unselfish then too. He was well within his kicking distance. Yeah, he just turned around at the right minute, put those big arms up, did Eckert, and pulled the ball down and then passed it off.
So Solberg, who's been terrific as well all game, will have a shot on goal from about 30 metres out directly in front to extend this margin to 16 points. Very unselfish play there by the big full forward in Eckert. In he comes now, Solberg. Deliberate shot on goal. Makes him work a little bit. The umpire says it's done enough. And the margin pops out to 16 points, courtesy of a terrific intercept mark by Eckert. Pass off to Solberg, and he made no mistake. 8 goals, 12-60, the Magpies. 7 goals, 2-44, the home side, the Bulldogs. LJ Hook.
Resulted in a Busselton goal, and they've thrown the challenge down to the Bunbury Football Club.
And Solberg comes off for a rest. He looked pretty happy with that. He had a grin from ear to ear. That was a terrific goal. He's been terrific today.
Had a very good afternoon at the office.
Back in the middle of the ground. It's Chinnery up against Woods. Chinnery wins it down, but it goes straight to right. He just chucks the ball onto his boot. Hoffman was first there for the Magpies. In comes Busher. He's been good. McKenna Taylor receives the handball, drives the ball down. It's missed there by Busselton and Bowman. Handball out, comes out once again to right. He'll have a shot on goal for his third. And Coiro puts through his third for the game. He gets a responding goal for the home side, the Bulldogs, as they draw to a 10-point margin once again. 8 goals, 2-50. 8 goals, 12-60, the Magpies. LJ Hooker, Property Southwest score.
He's put on a bit of a display today. He knows where those goals are. It was all right to say he ran into an open one, but he had to control it, compose himself, and kick a much-needed goal for the Bulldogs.
I don't envy you today, Croney, picking the goal of the day. There's been some terrific ones.
I'll tell you, the WA Carpet Supermarket goal of the day is going to be pretty hard to pick, as is the CPR Outdoors Mark of the day and the Bunbury Mower Service Tackle of the day. I can't give them all three to Urquhart like you have,
Urquhart, right. Back in the middle of the ground. Wood wins the ball down, looking for Hortz. It comes to Chinnery. He gets a handball out to Austin, and once again they go forward.
Oh, there you go.
Big fella Urquhart in best position. Could have been taken without it. In comes Tucker. He's well wrapped up, and the umpire will come in and throw the ball up.
Gee, this has
just
turned
inside
into a good
50.
game of footy.
Couple of big hits early in this third quarter. All above board has really turned this game around. It's really picked up. Ball comes out. Austin starting to work his way back into the game again. Tries to do a little too much. And the umpire will come in and throw the ball up.
That. He tried to flick the arm up above his shoulder, and the umpire said, I'm having none of that.
Woods versus Chinnery. Woods wins the ball down. It goes straight to Austin. Could have been taken high. He draws a crowd, does Austin. Ball's chucked onto the boot. But Bowman takes a relieving mark in the middle of the ground. Got players short if he wants them. Players in the middle. Decides to go wide. And finds Austin.
Covers a bit of dirt, doesn't he, Austin?
And he's got a good tank. He plays on straight away. Doesn't get a good purchase on that. It's cut off, and Bunbury will take the relieving free kick. I think it's McGinlay on the far side of the ground. It could have been Renton. Ball's one out, far side of the ground. In they come the Bulldogs. Over the back, Parsons read that well. But Busselton have the numbers there. Comes out to Bowman. He gets a handball to no one in particular. Comes over to Busher. He just chucks the ball onto his boot. Asking a fair bit there of Cody Johnson. But the boundary line wins. Gone out on the full, has it? And Mitch Fraser will take the relieving free kick for the Magpies.
Nearly a stat to the man in the blue ute. That's how far that went, Weaver.
I was looking at a blank screen. Mitch Fraser, been terrific. What a terrific servant for the Busselton Footy Club. He goes short and finds Bowman. Still inside defensive 50. Skipper for the Magpies, Ethan Bowman. Terrific market goal to finish off the first half of footy. Comes slightly into the middle of the ground, asking a fair bit there. Eckert coming all the way down. What's he doing down there? As the ball's won out by Bailey Sanford. He's been good as well. And finds, is it Crichton on the far side of the ground? So the forward's working right up the ground here. In the defensive half of the ground. He goes short looking for Torrey. But the ball's cut off by Partridge. On centre wing, far side of the ground, Payne Park goes in the middle of the ground, puts a bit too much on it, goes over the head of right, and Bowman once again comes in and takes a relieving mark.
Quick around the ground, thanks to Geograph Civil, an absolute nail-biter at Kelly Park, 10-7-67, Kerry Park, 10-5-65, AMR. Can Kerry Park win a close one?
Well, they need to, don't they, for their own confidence. So
well, they've lost a few.
Far side of the ground, Durack Tucker takes a relieving mark just outside 50. He's going to go down the boundary once again. Goes over the top of Armstrong. Comes into the middle of the ground. His skills are just slightly off balance as Parkinson tries to play on straight away. Now, if he didn't play on, that would have been 50. The umpire gives him the benefit of the doubt. He goes on the far side of the ground and fires Mears, who finds Austin. Starting to find his own footy once again. Still on the far side of the ground, just outside 50.
And Kerry Wallace is at Brunswick Oval. Not so close out there, Weaver.
Looking there for the big fella in Urquhart. And once
just
again,
too big, isn't he?
Really on top now of Partridge. And Urquhart will have another shot on goal from about 15 metres out. Really acute angle for a left footer. Handball's on straight away to Mears. Mears has a snap on goal. And pushes it across the face for a minor score.
Well, we got that bit of a break in play. HBL, 20 goals, 7, 127. Lead the Collie Eagles 4 goals for 28.
It's a big win for HBL. Really playing some good footy under John Bajetta at the moment, aren't they? So they could be in a chance to make the top 5 themselves the way they're going. The ball's brought back into play, but it's going to land short. And Aidan Austin takes the relieving mark. He plays on straight away. He's got a player loose.
Own. You don't leave him loose.
Big fella in Eckert is going to have another shot on goal from about 30 metres out. Acute angle for a left footer.
I don't think you give this one off, Weaver.
Well, there's no one there. He's going to have to kick this one. 8 goals, 1361. 8 goals, 250. The Bulldogs. 11 points adrift to the Magpies. A big full forward proving to be the difference so far for Busselton. Ryan Eckert. Come in from 30 metres out. On the boundary line. Deliberate shot on goal. He's pushed that right across. It's still in play. Could have been marked there by Cameron, has he?
No, he's gone through for a point, but, gee, that would have been well and truly a contender. He went for the mark, it fell short, and then he tried for the goal of the day. He went for both of them.
I reckon he's definitely got the behind of the day, hasn't he? Terrific effort there. Stayed in play, and Cameron pounced the big fella. And you're right, that would have been a huge contender. Top of the list for goal of the day as Partridge brings the ball back in, looking for Parsons. In front with Hoffman, missed the ball. A mark he should have taken. Sanford it was. Comes back out. The umpire's seen a throw. And Solberg's a recipient of a free kick, centre wing. Been good today, Solberg. Big called to play on now. He's looking for the big fella, Eckert. Gets in good position. Partridge gets him out of the way. Snap on goal from Tory. It's going to go across the face of goal. Is it going to stay in play? No, it goes out of bounds. About 35 metres out from Busselton's goal. And they've had all the play in the last 5 minutes. 8 goals, 14-62. 8 goals, 250. The Bulldogs. LJ Hooker, Property Southwest scoreboard. Big Woods goes up. Opponent. Then comes Solberg. Gets a handball out. Trying to find Austin. Austin snaps on goal!
And another contender. We'll Moser mark them all as a contender. Aidan Austin.
How many awards for goal of the day today is Aidan Austin, who's been terrific so far in the first 2.5 quarters of footy. Chucks the ball onto his boot and celebrated before it went past the goal umpire. Terrific. Goals 14, the Magpies. 8 goals, 250. The home side, the Bulldogs. LJ Hooker, Property Southwest scoreboard.
Not only celebrated Weaver, he was halfway back to the centre. That's how convinced he was that was going through. And he's had a magic day. He's been in terrific form all year, has Aidan Austin. And he's right from the very first bounce. He picked up a lot of ball in that first quarter. Had a bit of a quieter second quarter, but boy, he's had a big impact on this game.
Oh, he's been massive. And this game's really teetering on a bit of a blowout here as now they're making the most of their opportunities, the Magpies. Ball back in the middle once again. Wood wins it down. Oh, he's kicked it the wrong way. That's how good a celebration. That was just changing play. As Meadmore was aware of that game plan. Looks there for Dylan Patterson. Over the top. A free kick's given away.
He does directions like Jared O'Brien.
Now when the coach said, we need you to switch play, son, that's what you mean. As Heisman drives the ball long. He looking for the big fella there in Parsons. He's outnumbered.
That's a beautiful grab.
And over the top comes Lucas Kemp to take a great, terrific contested mark. Plays short if he wants him. He's got one in the middle as well. And he finds him. And Ethan Bowman, who's been terrific in this game so far, especially this third quarter. He decides to switch play. Goes on the far side of the ground. And finds Drew Clark. He goes short. And finds Austin, the last goal kicker. Do we call that as a goal assist for Bunbury from a Busselton player? Controlling the ball now, looking for Crichton. And Crichton's been paid the mark. Still 2 kicks out from his goal. He gets a handball over to Fraser, running off halfback. He's going to drive the ball long, looking for the big fella in Eckert.
He's got it again.
And Eckert, the big fella, has taken a terrific mark.
There's been a couple of moves on him.
He's going to have a shot on goal from about 45 metres out. Right on the boundary line.
Have we got it mixed up again there, Weaver?
We might have.
Yeah. Just quietly saying, mate.
And he comes now, Cameron. We always knew it was Cameron. Has a shot on goal. And he's hit that thin and pushed it out of bounds. And they do look very similar from a distance.
They do.
I'm sure they'll tell us after the game. They've both been terrific up forward. Crichton starting to push up the ground a little bit now. And
It's
the
just
two
the
tall
options.
timbers are working well.
The options the Busselton have got, when they start building up around that other side, they look a very good football side.
Armstrong brings the ball in. It goes over the top. And Jalen Hoffman sees it out of bounds, and it'll be thrown in about 70 metres out from Busselton's goal. I'm pretty sure Cameron had some leg strapping on, but he might have taken that off. Oh, no, he's still got it on. So that's a pointer for you there, Croney, and myself.
Yeah, we might get a headband for him.
Well, they've all got headbands. Comes down to Austin. He drives the ball long. In good position here. Could have been taken out of it. Was Eckert. Comes to Cameron. Over to Mears. Mears has a snap on goal. It goes through for a minor score.
Gee, 9 goals, 15.
9-15. 69, 8 goals, 250, 19-point leaders, the Magpies. LJ Hooker, Property Southwest scoreboard. They need to get a goal here as Heisman playing out of fullback now, drives the ball long. Bunbury have the numbers. It comes over the back to Meadmore, just throws the ball onto his boot. Over to Eckert, chucks it onto his left boot. But Partridge is there to take the relieving free kick. He drives the ball long. Puts his player there in, skipper there in King under pressure, but he's paid a free kick in front of Dylan Patterson. Centre wing, the skipper, he goes short, but in front comes Mitch Fraser and takes an intercept mark.
You spoke about Mitch Fraser. He is a star, isn't he?
He's just a quiet achiever. He just does things and he does things well. Decides to go backwards, as Aidan Austin did a few minutes ago.
That one.
He meant that one, you reckon? And Ethan Bowman, he's been terrific in this quarter and the whole game. He's going to switch play, go right across the side of the ground. Oh, Drew Clark misses what he should have taken. Oscar Armstrong's there to pounce. This could be a mistake. He gets a handball over to Parsons. Parsons misses a bounce right in front of the goal square, but he's got time to recover.
They got there, Weaver.
And through all the fumbling, Baden Parsons puts through one for the home side to get him back within 13 points. Mismarked there by Drew Clark as Bowman switched play. Oscar Armstrong was there to pounce. The handball wasn't great. Parsons made it look a little bit more difficult, but had time to recover and puts it through from the top of the goal square. As the home side, 9 goals, 2-56, the Bulldogs. The Busselton Magpies, 9 goals, 15, 69, 13-point leaders. LJ Hooker, Property Southwest scoreboard.
They needed that one, did the Bunbury Football Club, albeit they made pretty hard work of it. Yeah, it's the first time Busselton have really made a slip up with a switch. Tripped over at the wrong moment. That let the Bunbury player go away, and I thought the handball to Parsons, it bounced the wrong way, but good on the big fellow. He just stopped and picked it up. And a much-needed goal, which makes it it keeps the contest very, very interesting. It just shows goals can be scored very quickly.
Contest on here. Kemp wins a ruck knockdown over Woods. It goes to Hoffman. He's wrapped up, and the umpire will come in the centre of the ground and throw it up once again. Made hard work of it, did Parsons. Clark made it interesting with a mismark at centre half back as Busher wins a free kick and will take a kick in the middle of the ground. Plays on straight away. No one mans the mark. In front is Wright, and Wright takes a mark and will have a shot on goal from about 52 metres out to go for his fourth.
Like the look of this young man. He gets in the right spot at the right time, and we know he's very accurate in front of a goal. Let's hope we're not putting the mocker on him. But this will bring the contest right back in.
So to narrow this margin to 7 points as we probably move into time on in the third quarter. Kai Wright, he's going to kick this from well outside 50. Kicked 3 so far today. He's been terrific with limited opportunities. In he comes now. Doesn't get a good purchase on it. They have the numbers here, but it misses everyone and goes through for a minor score.
Yeah, that was just right on his distance, wasn't he? He had to just try and get that little bit of extra distance which made him hook. Trying to get an update from Geograph Civil. It's still 2 points the difference at Kerry Park. I'm not sure whether that's a final score. 10-7, 67 to 10-5, 65, Kerry Park in front.
Ball's going to be brought back into play by Mitch Fraser. He's been terrific today. Over the top, it comes over to Ben Ganza, and the boundary line is the winner, and it goes out of bounds about 60 metres out from Bunbury's goal. Ball to be thrown in here. Another goal before three-quarter time. And it's a three-quarter time siren goes. 9 goals, 357, the home side, the Bulldogs. 9 goals, 15, the Magpies. 12 points in front, 3 quarters down. LJ Hooker Property Southwest scoreboard. Terrific last quarter of footy coming up.
And for Geograph Civil, there'll be a very happy camp at the Panthers because they've won a close one. Kerry Park 10-7-67 have defeated AMR 10-5-65 in what was a pretty good game of footy over there. We've got game on here at Payne Park, and we'll be back after the break to see how it all ends. Coverage of the Southwest Football League coming to you from Payne Park this afternoon, where we see Bunbury 9-3-57. They are trailing Busselton 9-15-69, and it's starting to get a little bit gloomy around Payne Park this afternoon. An absolute thriller at Kerry Park. 10-7-67. They defeated AMR 10-5-65. And over at HBL, well, I think HBL have got that well and truly under control. Goal kickers for Bunbury, 2 to Parsons, 3 to Kai Wright, who's had a good game. Oscar Armstrong's got a couple. DeBluli has got 1, and McKenna Taylor has 1. And for Busselton, Ryan Eckert has 3, 1 apiece to Cameron, Bowman, Solberg, and Bailey Stanford, as well as Austin and Liam Crichton. A bit to do for Bunbury at this, but they're close enough if they're good enough. I think that breeze has dropped down a little bit. It was heading pretty solid towards the port end, but let's see if anyone can still see out there. Weaver, it's getting pretty dark.
It is getting pretty dark, but the game has heated up. A couple of big hits early in that third quarter really livened things up. So
final quarter actions. This is SEN Spirit and Nigel Reeves.
Ball in the middle of the ground. It's one down there by Woods. Comes back to Kemp. He knocks it forward in the direction of Busher for the Bulldogs, but he's wrapped up by Austin, and the umpire will come in and throw the ball up.
It's all about teamwork thanks to Gen X Engineering in this last quarter.
Parkinson's first there. One down once again, but he's wrapped up, and the umpire once again in the middle of the ground will come in and throw the ball up. 9 goals, 357. 9 goals, 15-69, the Magpies. One down there to Kemp. And it's tough in the clinches so far. The first minute of this last quarter. 12-point lead to the Magpies as the umpire once again will come in and throw the ball up. Both ruckmen go at it. It's one down by Wood. Busselton have the numbers. One down there by Meadmore. He comes over there to Heisman, who's played a lot down back today. He gets a handball over to Tucker. Just throws the ball onto his boot. But Bill Sitch wins the ball down, being in the right place at the right time. Looking there for Parsons, but the boundary line wins and the ball goes out of bounds right in front of the Bunbury interchange box. Opening minute of this last quarter, 12-point leaders, the away team, the Magpies. Wasted opportunities. Bunbury made the most of theirs, but they need to get the opening goal as Austin just chucks the ball onto his boot. And what's the umpire going to see here? He was under pressure. And the ball will be thrown in centre wing, right in front of the Bunbury faithful.
That's a sensible ruling of that rule, I think, Weaver.
Yeah, it can be a little bit
interesting AFL level.
Kemp gets front position. Parkinson could have shepherded Wood out of the contest there. The umpire sees it that way, and the big fella Wood wins a free kick. Plays on straight away to Heisman. Beautiful looking kick, and he finds Parsons. Too far out to score Parsons, but that was a terrific kick. He tries to go in short, looking for Wright. Misses the ball. It was Mason Hawks, but it comes back to Wood.
Go back to where we started from. Again.
Been good today, Wood. Drives the ball long, looking there for Parsons. Has he got a run up? They got the numbers here. Comes to Busher. Tries to win the ball down, but does it illegally. And Mitch Fraser will win the relieving free kick right inside defensive 50 for the Magpies. He decides to go short and finds Bailey Sanford. He plays on straight away and finds our man Austin. He kicks the right way. He's just warming up in the last quarter to kick it that way. Tory gets his opponent out of the way. They've got the numbers here, have they? The Magpies. Mears, who's been terrific, come off with a sore shin, but he's back on. Puts it onto his left boot. Into no one in particular, but first there is my man Cameron. And he's going to have the shot on goal, the opening shot on goal in the last quarter from about 50 metres out directly in front.
You've got him down pat now, haven't you, Weaver?
Well, he's close enough for me to identify him. Mitchell Cameron took some terrific marks in that third quarter. I probably didn't do him justice, but he's going to have the opening shot on goal in the last. He's going to kick from 50 metres out directly in front. Oh, he's got a beautiful purchase on that.
That is an outstanding kick.
Terrific kick to start the last quarter for the Magpies. Mitchell Cameron from 50 goes bang and puts the opening goal of the last quarter. White and Emmett scoreboard. 9 goals, 357. The home side, 10 goals, 15, 75, 18-point leaders over the Bulldogs.
Yes, we get a bit of a misty rain comes across Payne Park. A very dull Payne Park at the moment, but Cameron definitely lit it up with that. As you say, Weaver, he is an outstanding kick of the football, a good grab, and adds to a very potent forward line for the Magpies.
Terrific effort by Mears there. Ran around onto his opposite side on his left foot, put it into a dangerous position. Cameron
you reckon
took
he's seen the lead? I reckon he did.
We'll give him the benefit
give him
of
the
doubt.
credit for it.
He's been good today, Mears. They missed him when he went off. Cameron took a terrific mark and put it through from 50, no problem. In the middle of the ground, it's one down by Chinnery, but it goes straight to Butcher. Over to McKenna Taylor, goal kicker in that third quarter. He puts it out in front of his skipper in King, but it goes over the boundary line as he pursued there by Meadmore, and the ball will be thrown in about 60 metres out from Bunbury's goal.
At least that bit of rain will negate the wind a bit for the Bulldogs.
I thought the crowd was coming up here to tell me I got it right this time. Obviously, it's rain.
Yeah, they've all gone under shelter here at Bunbury.
The good thing is they can't all fit up the stairs to the commentary box as the ball's thrown in.
That's
one
why
down there by Woods.
That's why we locked the door, Weaver.
Comes to Oliver, sockers it off the ground. Ball close to the boundary line, the far side of the ground. And it's rushed over now and it'll be thrown in once again. Same position, about 60 metres out from Bunbury's goal.
There's a couple of reasons we lock the door, because a lot of people want your autograph and they've got to wait till you're finished, mate.
Chinnery gets Woods out of the way, wins the ball, went to
big
kick
fella.
it, and then it slipped out of his hands. It's knocked forward there by Cameron once again, sockers it off the ground. In he goes now, it's starting to get slippery out there. Looking there for Crichton, he's in front position and takes a terrific overhead mark in difficult conditions. And we'll have a shot on goal from about 40 metres out on a really tight angle.
I know he's a skillful player. This is going to test every bit of that as the rain gets a little bit heavier. He is directly under the scoreboard here at Payne Park.
If he kicks this one, the game could be just about out of reach for the home side. They've kept in it for so long. Liam Crichton, terrific overhead mark. In he comes now. Deliberate shot on goal. It's going to land at the top of the goal square. Heisman's in good position, tries to spoil the ball through, but it goes out of bounds and over the boundary line, and it'll be thrown in about 20 metres out from Busselton's goal. 10 goals, 15, 75 the Magpies. 9 goals, 3, 57 the Bulldogs. White and Emmett scoreboard. Early stages of the last quarter.
Thanks to MGIB, like a good neighbour, MGIB is there.
Ball thrown in. Woods gets front position. Eckhart doing the ruck work down there. In comes Crichton. He has a shot on goal. Puts it to the top of the square. That's a terrific mark by Jackson Oliver. Fell over. He was in a dangerous position. Took a terrific mark in front of Ganser. That could go down as a mark.
CPR outdoor mark of the day, you think?
I think if he dropped that, it would have been nearly game over as he's brought the ball out. And it's Nathan Torrey for the Magpies. Has taken a mark.
Do you reckon
right
he'll
on
do
50.
a Tory?
He could do a Tory. He's got a player short looking for the big fella
And
in
why
Eckert.
wouldn't you?
And Ryan Eckert takes a mark. And we'll have a shot on goal from about 45 metres out. Tighter than 45-degree angle.
That was a good lead by the big fella, wasn't it? And well-executed kick from Tory.
Everyone waiting for the ball to go long. Eckhart's seen a hole. Tory
But
obliged.
it's good when you head straight to the ball carrier, isn't it? It makes it very hard for the defensive unit.
Right behind this one, Craney. Big Ryan Eckert coming in for his fourth goal. He's had plenty of opportunities to kick a bag today. In he comes now, the big left footer. He's hit that a little thin and it goes through for a minor score to extend the lead by just the one. 10 goals, 16, 76. 9 goals, 3, 57 the home side. They need a goal. They need it now, early stages of the last quarter.
Well, they need to put a good teamwork together, don't they? Thanks to Gen X Engineering. It's all about teamwork in these conditions. I knew you'd like the way I slid that one in, Weaver.
You've nailed it. As Partridge, he's had his hands full today. It's a beautiful kick of the footy. Plays on out of the goal square. He's going to come in front of the commentary box, looking for Armstrong. Hawks is in good position. Bunbury have the numbers here. Gets it over to right. Back to Armstrong. He's got players in the middle of the ground. It's going to be well met there by, was it Patterson? They have the numbers here, the Bulldogs. Probably could have went a little bit harder. Taken without it. Umpire sees it that way. And Bunbury will win the relieving free kick, courtesy of Durack Tucker. Plays on straight away to McKenna Taylor. He drives the ball long. Probably should have went to Heisman. He was in good position. And the ever reliable Mitch Fraser takes a mark at half-back. He goes into the middle of the ground and finds his big ruckman in Chinnery.
Worked pretty hard today, hasn't he, Big Bo Chinnery?
He's a big man. Huge hit in that third quarter.
It shook the commentary box. That's what I did.
Even I'm hurting. Wide they go again. And Parkinson on the far side of the ground. Just slowing it up now. Drives the ball long. Looking there for my man Cameron. And it goes over the boundary line. And the ball will be thrown in about 70 metres out from Busselton's goal. 19 points the lead here to the Magpies. Early stages of the last quarter. Down the wrong end for the home team. They need a goal. They need it now to get themselves back into this game. Ball's thrown in. Chinnery gets his opponent out of the way. The umpire says illegally. And the big fella in Tyson Woods will take the relieving free kick. He's been good today, Woods. Drives the ball long. Terrific looking kick. Looking there for Busher. But in front of him is John Meadmore. Ever reliable. Links up beautifully with Fraser and Bowman. And knocks the ball out of bounds, and it'll be thrown in once again. Centre wing. Home team, the Bulldogs, 19 points down, 5 minutes into the last quarter, 9 goals, 357. Magpies, 10 goals, 16, 76. The White Nemeth scoreboard. Ball thrown in. Chinnery works his player under the ball. It comes over to Ganza. Busselton win the ball back. Back over to Mears, who's been terrific. In comes Oliver. They have the numbers here now. Out to Tucker. Free kick paid. And they drive it forward once again. They have the numbers here, but in front, it's a terrific mark there by Ben Ganza.
Gee, he read that well, didn't he, Ganza?
Just waited for the ball there. Did right, and over the top he comes. Cameron once again. Down to Solberg. He's been terrific. Ball getting a little bit slippery now. In comes Parkinson. Solberg's there as well. Trying to get the ball out was Partridge. And he receives the free kick in front of the big fella Eckert. Right on defensive 50 is Partridge. Drives the ball long right in front of the commentary box. Looking there for Busher. He's been in front. It comes out to Solberg. He just drives the ball long. Eckert in good position to take the mark here. His arms could have been taken. And the umpire sees it that way. And Eckert will have another shot on goal from 50.
Bit of an injury report there too. Young Taylor McKenna coming off through the Harvey Norman injury gates. Not looking a bit worse for wear. I think he just copped one.
And you won't believe this. It's Mitchell Cameron. I thought Eckert's arms got taken out in that contest. But Mitchell Cameron wins the free kick. We know he can kick this distance. And to get his second for the quarter. In he comes now, crosses 50. He's got a pretty good purchase on that, but just pushes it across the face of goal, and it goes through for a minor score. 10 goals, 17, 77. The Magpies, 9 goals, 357. 20 points in front of the home team, the Bulldogs. And this game is slipping away, and Busselton keep on keeping on.
Just around the ground, thanks to Geograph Civil. Kerry Park have won at Kelly Park, 10 goals, 7, 67 to AMR, 10 goals, 5, 65.
As King just chucks the ball onto his boot, and Ethan Bowman for the Magpies, the skipper, takes a relieving mark centre wing. He hugs the boundary line, looking for our man Cameron. Drops the mark he should have taken, but that ball's getting slippery now. Ganser wins the ball, just chucks it on his boot. Best position to take the relieving mark is Heisman. Been good today, Heisman. Just holds the ball up too much. Busher waited for it. Comes back to Patterson. He just chucks the ball onto his boot, and playing in front is a live wire forward in Crichton. And Crichton will have a kick from 40 metres out directly in front. to extend this margin to 26 points.
That's what I like about Busselton. They don't just bang it on the boot. He actually weighed up that situation, Weaver, and put it on Crichton's chest. And it's all over at Brunswick Oval. HBL 21 goals, 8, 134 have defeated the Collie Eagles. 5 goals, 5, 35.
This could put it out of reach for the home side as Liam Crichton crosses 50. Deliberate shot on goal. Makes the umpire work just a fraction, but I think he's done enough.
Through.
The umpire says he has. Liam Crichton puts through the Magpies' second goal of the last quarter to extend this margin to 26 points. And the home side are in trouble. 11 goals, 17 the Magpies. 9 goals, 3 the Bulldogs. White and Emmett scoreboard halfway through this last quarter at Payne Park.
Yeah, thanks to SKG too for your support. Get your scans at SKG. The Magpies just keep on keeping on. They are a serious football side, and they've put pressure on the Bulldogs and they've upped the ante. And after what was a bit of a quiet first quarter, they've just continued to up the ante as the rain continues to fall here at a very gloomy Payne Park.
They just got very well balanced and even across the whole field from full back line to full forward line. They've got power everywhere. Ball back in the middle. Big Chinnery up against Armstrong now in the ruck. The big fella Chinnery wins it down for the Magpies. Tries to get the handball to Austin. Free kick paid in the middle of the ground. And Armstrong wins the free kick. They need a goal now. Plays on straight away. Just drives the ball long. She's getting dark out there now. Croney, you just let me know what's happening here as Fraser comes in. The ball comes out to Meadmore. He's been taken without it, and he'll win the relieving free kick.
What makes it even worse, our monitor has just gone down too. It's called it for a Sunday.
Well, how are we going to get Cameron and Eckhart right now? We couldn't do it when it was daylight. Ball on the outer side of the ground, and it goes over the boundary line. Centre wing, 11 goals, 17, 83 the Magpies, 26 points in front of the home team. The Bulldogs, 9 goals, 3, 57 on the White and Emmett scoreboard. The rain's starting to get a little bit heavier now. This lead might be just too much for the home side. Chinnery suits him beautifully. He just wins, gets his opponent out of the way. Cameron in front, could have been paid a free kick. It's going to come back to Chinnery, but in front of him, Armstrong takes the mark. Gets a handball on straight away. Ball driven long out there by Hawks, but it's punched over the boundary line as Meadmore sees it over. And on centre wing, far side of the ground, the ball will be thrown in once again.
A little bit heavier, Weaver. I forget you come from Dean Hill. This is a bit of a sprinkle for you guys down there. It looks like it's pouring rain.
This is blue singlet and stubby shorts weather down there. Ball's thrown in, favours Chinnery, knocks the ball forward. Tory's there. Bunbury have the numbers, gets the handball over to Armstrong, who's trying his heart out in this last quarter. But the ball goes out of bounds, and once again, centre wing, far side of the ground, the ball will be thrown in. Crowd's disappeared.
Yeah, they're all undercover.
Ball thrown in. Chinnery versus Armstrong. Chinnery wins the ball down, puts it in front. They get it out of the way through Oliver, comes over to Busher, sells a little bit of candy. Has he sold too much? Trying to be a little bit cute on the far side of the ground. The ball's still in play on the far side of the ground. But Patterson knocks the ball over. And once again, centre wing, far side of the ground here at Payne Park. With the Magpies 26 points up. Halfway through this last quarter, it'll be thrown in. Big Chinnery gets his opponent out of the way. Umpire says illegally.
I tried to resurrect the monitor for you, Weaver, but it's just gone. That's a good grab. Oh, he didn't get paid.
Didn't get paid there was Kemp. Just chucks the ball onto his boot. Oliver in the best position. Tries to sell a bit of candy. Not the time to be handballing it, I think. Could have been pushed in the back. The umpire says you had time to get rid of that. And the relieving free kick will be taken by Patterson. Been good down there. Their back six has worked really hard today.
He's a pretty handy player, Patterson. He can play back, front, wherever, and he goes at 100 mile an hour. So a pretty good addition to any side.
Goes to the far side of the ground, and the ball goes out of bounds. And this is not a replay. It'll be thrown in centre wing. Far side of the ground here at Payne Park. Magpies 26 points up.
This little bit of Scotch mist for the D Mill guys. It's pretty heavy rain.
This is when the coaches say skins and shirts. It's like, a little bit of a lull here. Rain sort of subsiding, but
no one over there in the crowd's going to get out of their car and get the footy. Oh, you got to love that. Umpires had to jump the fence. 4 minutes to go in this contest. I reckon the players might be looking forward to the end of this.
I reckon if there was a bloke in that red cruiser on the far side of the ground, he wouldn't hop out either. As we move into time on in this last quarter, 4 minutes to go. Ball to be thrown in, centre wing, far side of the ground. Big Bo Chinnery worked hard in the ruck, opposed to Armstrong. Ball just chucked onto the boot. Oliver's there, Mitch Fraser misses it. It's getting tough. In comes Hayden Busher. He gets a handball out. Oliver's tackled there by Ganza. It's still tough in the middle. Ball still in dispute. The umpire said, give it to me. And in the middle of the ground here at Payne Park with the Magpies 26 points up. 3.5 minutes to go.
And the coach of Busselton, Matt Jamison, no sense of humour because Cameron's just come off through the Harvey Norman interchange bench for you, Weaver.
Well, if we muck this up, there's problems.
I just thought I'd let you know, just in case you're calling.
Well, I probably still will. A ball on the far side of the ground, and once again the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. It's a terrific effort here by the Busselton Magpies. Travel up, winning at Bunbury's home ground. They were down early, never kicked a goal in the first quarter. Plenty of opportunities. And they're going to have a comfortable win here. Ball thrown out towards the skipper in King. Comes back to Oliver, just working his way into the game late. Gets a sneaky little kick over. Handball over to Heisman. He drops what he should have taken. Ball getting slippery now. It's over to Hawks. He goes down deep. I think he's found right. He'll have a shot on goal from about 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle. Kicked 3 so far today. In he comes now. Doesn't waste any time. Goes around the man on the mark. It's going to land at the top of the goal square. Busselton have the numbers. And it's punched through by the ever-reliable Mitch Fraser for a behind.
And it's good to see McKenna Taylor just come on through the Harvey Norman interchange bench. So he's all right.
2.5 minutes to go here. No real serious injuries. We hope that doesn't put the mocker on anyone. Mears is a little bit sore, but I think it's only a shin knock, so he should be right next week. Terrific player he is.
That's from Dr. Weaver.
I'm just seeing him walk back to the bench. He's looking at his shin. I looked that up on Google. Parkinson misses a mark in the middle of the ground. It comes over to Durack Tucker. He gets a handball back. The ball is very slippery now. Comes over to Patterson. Back to Parkinson. He was taken
just
without
bodies
it.
going everywhere at the moment, wasn't it, Weaver? That's a good one for you to call. Well done on that.
So Parkinson will take the relieving free kick. Centre half back, defensive end for the Magpies. He's been solid today. Had Clark short if he wanted him. Decides to go on the far side of the ground. Looking for the big fella in Eckert. Gets a nice bounce. Just sockers the ball off the ground. In the direction of Tory. He's got front position. Knocks the ball out. There to Howell. Just puts the ball onto his boot. Drives it into a dangerous position. Handball comes out to Tucker. He gets it back to Armstrong. Tries to sell a bit of candy and does so. Hawks just drives the ball long. Up the far side of the ground. Nearly a terrific mark taken there by Busher. Ball still in dispute. It's still in play. Great pick up there by Oliver. Drives the ball in the middle of the ground. Asks a fair bit of the skipper in King, and he takes a terrific mark in the middle of the ground. Goes short to McKenna Taylor. Nutmegs him and goes straight through his legs. Comes back to McKenna Taylor. Stacks on the middle in the middle of the ground as McGinley's tackled. A terrific tackle. The umpire says it's a free kick, and it'll go the way of Busselton through Ganza. He decides to go wide and finds Patterson. Far side of the ground, centre wing here. Must be nearly full time in this game. Playing short now as he goes down and finds Sanford. He plays on, drives the ball long, looking for the big fella over the top. Comes the big ruckman in Wood. One down there by...
That is just about goal of the day.
That was Austin.
That was
Aiden
outstanding.
Austin. Just swooped on that ball, hard to pick up, chucked it onto his left boot, and the goal umpire didn't have anything to do, didn't have to move. And Aiden Austin caps off a terrific game for him, putting through his second goal of the game. to possibly get the goal of the day
The
just
WA
before the final
Carpet,
siren.
WA Carpet Supermarket, we thought we'd already ticked it off, but gee, they don't come much better than that. That was pure awareness in these conditions, falling to his back, put the ball on his boot, and it went straight through. He's had a good day at the office again.
As Eckert comes off, just hope that he hasn't done a quad. We know how long he can be out with them, but he's been terrific today as well, Ryan Eckert. Lots of shots on goal. Could have had a huge bag. He's got 3 for the day.
I think
Cameron,
he's
and
just tired
Crichton.
of getting the footy, actually.
They've got a terrific forward line. He's not
tender,
moving
though.
too well, is he?
No, not really.
Ball back in the middle of the ground. Up goes Armstrong. It's one down by Kemp. Comes to Ganaway. Tries to get the handball out. And there's the siren. 12 goals, 17-89, the Magpies. 31-point winners over the home side, the Bulldogs. 9 goals, 458 in the White Nemeth scoreboard.
The top of the table, Magpies. The Busselton Football Club will remain there after what has been a very tough victory. A pretty impressive victory, actually, by the Magpies. We'll be back after the break to wrap it all up.